Hey guys, happy Wednesday, rule breakers. Come on in, say hello. Let me know you're here. Say hi once you get here. Awesome, say hi. Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're tuning in from. Say hello. I'm really excited today. I want to talk about how to host a sales conversation that actually converts. So I'm really excited to share a little bit of our conversation to close system with you guys. And this is a system we've been using for a little over 10 years, very, very successfully to close high-end clients, to fill up our group leverage programs, to be having sales conversations every single day in your business that actually convert, okay? So really, really excited. Let me just make sure everyone can find us. If you guys could go ahead and share this, we definitely want to get it out to everyone. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Tessa. Good morning. Good afternoon, ladies. Say hi as you join. Okay, so what I want to do is talk about how to host sales conversations that actually convert. And I'm really excited to talk about this because this is part of my conversation to close system. And it's really, really, hi Paula, important that you guys understand the intention behind a sales conversation, but not just the intention that you're setting, but like how do you host it so that it actually converts? And there's many different pieces here that I want to share with you guys today and I want to talk about. The first thing that I want to start with that I think is so important for everyone to understand is that you really, if you're going to start booking sales calls, you want to know how to close them, okay? It's really important to understand how a sales conversation works, what it is, and how it feels for you and for the other person. And like, what does it really take to close a sales call? What does it take to get the right person on the phone, host and lead the conversation, and then move it into a close? Like, what does that actually look like, okay? So the first thing that I think is super important, and this is a big part of my conversation to close sales system, which for those of you, hi Candace, my profitables, hi Jessica, for all my profitables that are jumping in here, you guys have full access to this inside the Profitable Entrepreneur membership site. You guys can go and start binging on this today and really, literally increase your sales conversions, okay? So the first thing that's really important to understand is that sales calls happen in 3 phases, okay? So that means a lot of people think, well, I'm going to get someone on a sales call with me. I'm going to have the sales conversation and they're either buying or they're not going to buy, and that's the end of the sale, right? The truth is that sales calls happens in 3 different phases. You have before the call, during the call, and after the call. And for anyone that thinks that one of these is less important than the other, this is where you're getting tripped up on your sales conversations, okay? When you're having a sales conversation with someone, there's something that you did that brought them to that sales call with you. Rather, it was a piece of content you put out, it was an invitation you extended, somebody referred them to you. There was something that happened before they decided to get on the sales call with you that had them decide to get on the sales call with you. Okay, so there's before, during, and after. And those are all sales phases, which means they're equally important and they all 3 need to happen. So it is very important that you guys understand that what you do before you get someone on a sales conversation with you is equally as important as the conversation itself. And then after the sales call, there's still a sales process that needs to be in place to follow up with people and to hold the space for people who truly want to work with you and just can't wait in that moment, okay? 80% of your sales can come from following up. Just staying in touch, keeping lines of communication open. A lot of people will have a sales call, and if someone doesn't buy right there on the spot, they wipe them right off. They don't even count them anymore. They just push them to the side. They move on to the next. That's done. If they wanted it, they would have purchased. This is a big, big mistake in this industry, and it's literally leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars per year on the table when you do this. So you need to understand the 3 phases of sales. They're all equally important, and you need a system for each one. So I wanted to kick off with that because I just think it's really important that sales conversations is not just the call itself, and that's not the only part you need to master, okay? All right, so the first thing I want to share with you guys, the first step I want to talk about is your weekly valuable content that you're putting out. I see a lot of people putting out a lot of different things in the online space. I go check out your profiles. I see a lot of different things. Here's the thing that I think is missing. The important thing that's missing is, number one, a lot of you are not actually asking for sales. You're not actually booking sales calls. You're not extending invitations. You're not inviting people to come talk with you, to come work with you. You're not actually putting that stuff out there, and therefore no one is booking sales calls with you. On the flip side, I see a lot of people putting out, hey, book a free strategy session. Hey, book a free consultation with me. Hey, book a free breakthrough session. Or, hey, if you're interested in doing this, like, just book a session with me. Or, hey, I've opened up some free spots for an X session. The problem with this is you guys are doing the bait and switch, okay? You're essentially wanting to have sales calls, but yet you're putting out something other than a sales call. And it feels to the other people bait and switchy. This is not what we want you guys to be doing, okay? Number one, your content needs to be valuable, and it needs to be nurturing. Your content should lead to your paid offer, number one. Number two, your content should be priming people to want to know more, to want to buy from you, to want to work with you, okay? So really, the content that you're putting out there is literally what dictates the type of people that come into your Facebook group, that jump on your email list, that join your content, your free content, that join your challenges, your lives, your launches, your programs, that book a sales call with you. The content that you put out is the invitation. So when you're putting content out that says, oh, are you so sick of this? Are you so tired of not getting clients? Hey, this is free. Come book it. Hey, this is free. Come join. When you are putting language out there that speaks to a broke entrepreneur, you're going to get broke entrepreneurs booking calls with you, okay? If you want to get someone on the phone that is ready to invest, committed in their business, they're done dabbling, they're over being a hobbyist, they're ready for the next thing, and they're willing to invest to get there, then you need to speak the language of that person. You need to talk directly to that person, okay? You can't put out negative content. You can't put out content that focuses on just the problem and not the solution and think you're going to get a high level mentality person that's going to book a sales call with you, okay? The content you put out is what dictates the type of people that you attract into your community, onto your sales calls, all of that good stuff, okay? So a lot of you are coming back and saying, oh, I'm attracting these broke people. I'm attracting people that don't have money. That's why it's happening. That's why you're getting those sorts of people. The other thing is your mindset around it. And we're going to talk about this in a minute because it's literally game changer in your business. But the first thing I want you guys, good morning, Loy. The first thing I want you guys to understand is your content dictates your audience, period, okay? You need to be more intentional with your content. The other thing is you need some live content. The days of putting out just social posts or shooting out, blasting out an email or, just kind of going in groups and posting a little bit here and there, those days of that converting by itself are gone, okay? There's just so much content. People just don't have time to go through it all. And so if your content is not super highly valuable, super engaging, and it's not a little bit live where it's got this two-way conversation, you're just going to have a harder time getting sales, and you're going to have to work 50 times harder than someone who goes live on a regular basis, okay? And someone that knows and understands their audience and can speak the language and take the words right out of their audience's mouth, okay? There's a big difference, guys. You have to stand out in this online space because there's a lot of people, and we are very selfish, right? We all just are kind of like, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? What's in it for me? And we all have very limited time. So people don't have time to try to figure out who you are or what you do or why your content is something they need to listen to. Nobody has time for that. You've got to get really clear on that so that you can go out and put messaging out that's going to do the selling for you, that's going to attract buyers, that's going to, hi Alicia, that's going to attract people that are ready to invest, okay? So that's the thing with that. The other thing is the days of like pitch festing or promo blasting, those days are gone, guys. Nobody cares. We're very selfish people. We don't care what you have to say. We don't care how cool you are. We don't care about how excited you are about your programs. We don't care about all of that stuff. We don't care about your cat. We don't care about your dog. Like, people don't care. We want to know what is in this for me. And why should I give you a second of my time versus giving it to someone else or doing something different with my time, okay? You have to understand that this is just the way the online space is. People want that human connection, but people want to know what's in it for them. Your content has to be stellar, okay? You have to show up live once a week minimum, okay? You have to be putting out content that people in your audience care about. Meaning that it's not just good content. There's a billion people on the internet that put out good content. You don't just want to give people information. You want to make sure that what you're giving them is what they need, what they want, and they can understand and relate to it as being something they really need or that they're missing in their life or business, okay? So I can't stress this enough of just like putting content out for the sake of putting content out is not sellable. That does not create sales. Okay, we put 3 pieces of content out per week that are super, super high valuable, exactly what my audience needs, and that does the selling for us. Okay, so those of you that are doing 50 different pieces of content a week, you're doing 8 different posts a day, you're on 700 different platforms, you're going crazy, all you're doing is creating. I'm telling you that energy and that constant creation is not what's going to create sales for you. Okay, so I want you guys to be thinking two-way conversation, go live as much as possible, even for just 5 to 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be a big impactful training like what we do here on Wednesdays. It could just be a quick 10-minute training, especially if your audience is smaller, but you need to be going live. People need to hear and see you, and if they don't care. If people do not hear and see you, they do not care what you have to say, okay? I can't stress it enough. It's the way the online space is, and going forward, hi Aggie, going forward in 2020, if people do not hear and see you, then they don't care what you have to say. Okay, write that down. Someone drop that in the comments. If people do not hear and see you, they don't care what you have to say. Okay? So I definitely need you guys to be thinking about a content schedule where you're going live a minimum of once a week, sharing something valuable that you've polled and surveyed your audience on, and you know, they need and want that information. It's some of your best stuff, a tip, a strategy, whatever, a hack. I don't care what you want to call it. It needs to be something live and extremely valuable to your audience, not to you, to your audience, okay? And then don't go around just being a pitch fest. I promise you that putting 10 posts out a day, promoting, pitching, selling is not going to get you the results that you want, and it's going to feel really shitty. Half the reason that most of my entrepreneurs hate selling is because you're doing the exact thing that you hate people doing to you. You're doing the sales things that you don't feel aligned with, that you don't think feels good, that you don't want to be doing. So stop doing that. Okay, sales should not feel sleazy and disgusting. Sales is about serving people, getting your message in front of the people that need to hear it. And it's about you having a voice, having a passion and a mission, and you have something to say that your people need and want to hear. There's nothing more to sales than that right there. Okay, so that is the first thing, is that weekly content. I promise if you could take something that you would typically write as a post and just put it in a 5 or 10 minute video, I promise you're going to see way more engagement. You're going to see higher conversions. You're going to see better communication between you and your audience, and you'll convert faster, okay? Minimum of once a week, guys, all right? I don't care if you're scared, if you don't dare to get on live, make it happen, okay? Make it happen, because in 2020, even right now, if people do not see and hear you, they don't care what you have to say, okay? Number 2, I want you to get behind what you're selling, and this is the most important piece of your marketing, your sales, the success, the sustainability of your business. I see this all too often, and I was actually someone who did this as well, so I understand how you get here. But one of the biggest mistakes you guys and entrepreneurs are making today in this industry is selling for the sake of selling. Meaning that you're putting together an offer, a program, or a service that your coach put together or told you to put together, or that so-and-so was doing and they seem to be doing really successful with that, so you're going to sort of just mimic and copy that. Or you're putting things together that you think you should be selling, and then you're putting that out there. And the problem with this is there's a lack of an energy match. Okay, I talked about this on my laser coaching session this week with my profitable entrepreneurs, is the energy match between the person that you want to help and the transformation you want to help them get, and then the path in between. If those things don't come together as a match, there's a disconnect, and you're not going to sell at the capacity you want to be or could be. Okay, I see this all the time. You're launching this program or this course or this service, you're putting it out there, and, and you're doing all the things, but it's not selling. Okay, it's not selling. People are not buying, they're not excited, they're not engaging, you're not excited, you're just like, what the heck, is anyone going to buy this? And all of a sudden there's this big disconnect with the energy match. And now you're at the point where you're selling it, but you don't care if it sells, right? Here's the problem. You need to be fully behind, 1,000,000,000% behind the thing you're selling and asking people to pay you for. Because as women, we already struggle with asking people to pay us. We already struggle with charging. We already struggle with increasing our price points. We already struggle with accepting money in exchange for our service or package, program, whatever. We already struggle with that. So to add on top of it, trying to sell something you don't really give a shit about does not make sense for your business, okay? And what this looks like, what I teach my profitables is this. You want to attract the client, okay, that is a high mentality. She's a high achiever. She's ambitious. She is ready, okay? This is not a freebie picker. This is not a 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I'm kind of on the fence. I do, but I don't. Maybe, I'm not sure. I want, but no, I'm not ready to invest. I'm not ready to take the risk. No, I'm not really in my business. Like, I'm kind of just dabbling a little bit. I'm a hobbyist, not really a CEO. I'm not a business owner. I'm just sort of like playing around. I'm not fully committed. Okay? Big difference, guys. If you want sales, you need to attract people that are ready to invest. You can't attract someone who's not there yet. So number one, you need to have a very clear intention and energy match with the person you're speaking to and asking for their money in exchange for your service. So stop speaking to people that are not committed, because they're not going to pay you. They're going to give you objections, and then you're going to go beat yourself up about it, bang your head off the wall, lower your prices, start negotiating, and you're going to think it's you. It's your offer. You got to lower it. Nobody can afford it. That's BS. I said this on my laser coaching session yesterday with my profitables. I want you to look around you. There are people that do exactly what you do and not as good as you, but yet they charge more than you and they make more money than you. And your clients go to that person and give them their money instead of you. If that doesn't piss you off a little bit and get some fire under your ass to start taking some action, I don't know what will. But the honest to God truth, your clients are out there. Your clients are ready to invest. They're looking for someone to help them. And if you don't step up to the plate, they're paying your competitor. They're not going to pay you. They're going to go pay your competitor, and your competitor is going to get your clients. That needs to light a fire somewhere, okay? The point behind all of this is that you're attracting and speaking to people that are negative, that are broke, that are lack, that are not invested. There's a difference between interested and invested. I talk about this all the time with my profitables, and even here with you guys in the Rule Breakers group, I talk about this all the time. You have an audience that's either interested or invested. What's the difference? One will consume all your information and engage and download, consume, and never buy from you. The other is going to buy from you. The other is the buyer. There's interested and there's invested. They're not the same people, okay? They're the people you've attracted, but they're not the same people. And so when you're inviting someone to a sales call, you should be speaking to the person who's invested, not the one that's just interested, because they're not going to buy from you. They're not ready. They're not committed. They're just not there. They're not willing to take the risk. They're not willing to bet on themselves and say, you know what? Haven't been able to do it from here, or haven't been able to do this on my own or to this point, but like I'm so committed that I'll make it happen. An interested entrepreneur is going to give objections and excuses. I don't have time. It's not a good time. I'm working with someone else. I need to do this first. I need to do that first. I don't know. I don't have the money. I can't find the money. I can't make it happen. I want to, but that is someone who's interested but not invested. It's not a judgment, guys. It's a fact. They're just not invested yet. Why are you going to get them on a sales call with you when they're not going to invest? Why are you going to chase them around and negotiate your prices, drop your prices, add more stuff in, and then you don't feel good about your offer because now you've given and you're not getting, okay? I can't stress this, guys, enough. It is so important that you set your bar a little bit higher if you want to make money. You can't set your bar super low and then complain that you're not getting sales and that you're not making any money. So it's really going to be important that you guys understand that the people that you attract dictate your success. The people that you attract into your space where you're showing up and marketing and doing sales is going to dictate how much money you do or do not make. Okay? This should give you a big reflection at, wow, I really need to look at my audience. I need to look at my messaging, my energy. I need to look at what the heck I'm doing here because I'm not attracting the people I want. I'm not making the money that I desire and deserve to be making. I am not earning at my potential. I am not attracting clients at my full potential. You need to look at what you need to do different or improve on. Okay, if you want to create sales at a sustainable, scalable, consistent level, there's no strategy that's going to do this for you. This is the work, the inner work that you have to do. Okay, so you need to be behind the person. You also need to be behind the entire offer. So when you're thinking about this amazing client, what is the offer that that amazing client is so ready to be involved in? It's how she wants to be supported 1,000,000,000%. What does that offer look like? And does that feel good to you? I'm going to tell you right now, if you're off on this on just one little thing, it's not going to sell at the capacity it could. Meaning, if you put a one-on-one, just as an example, if you put a one-on-one coaching package together and you price it at the price that you want and you structure it at what feels good to you, but at the end of the day, you don't want to be tied to your desk doing one-on-one coaching sessions, well, guess what's going to happen? No one's going to buy your one-on-one coaching session because at the end of the day, you actually don't really want to sell it. Okay? Same thing. Let's say that you're trading time for money. You're a virtual assistant. You're trading time for money. You're doing one-off projects. You're working with clients that want everything for this little tiny price. They just want to come in and get one little thing and then they're off and you're just tail chasing clients constantly and you're trading all your time for money. The fact that you're still trying to sell that does not make sense to me because that's not even what you want to sell and that's why it's not selling. That's why you're not fulfilled and that's why you're not happy. Okay? The other thing I see is you guys are putting out an amazing program or service and you're putting this itty bitty little price on it. And in your mind, it's logical because the cheaper it is, the more people will buy it. And that is actually one of the biggest reasons I see entrepreneurs broke today is that you think that if you price it lower, more people will buy it. But guess who those more people are? Goes back to the audience. Those more people are the freebie pickers, the brain pickers, the freebie lurkers, the content consumers. Those are your interested audiences who want cheap, free. They want, I want, but I'm not ready to invest. I'm not going to take that kind of bet on myself. I want free. I want cheap, right? That's who you're attracting with that little tiny itty bitty price that you're putting on this amazing program or service. Keep in mind, your people are going to dictate how much money you do or do not make. There's not a strategy that can change that. That is an inner issue. That is a block that you have with the value that you provide, and you don't dare to increase your price. Another reason this can happen is because you're probably doing that somewhere in your life. You're playing small. You are looking for cheap. You're looking for free. You're waiting. You're sitting on the fence like, I'm waiting for a miracle to happen. I'm waiting for more money to come. I'm waiting for more clients. I'm just waiting for life to slow down and get easier and be more convenient. I'm waiting for like the busyness of my life to slow down. And then I'm going to make investments. Then I'm going to really take my business seriously. Then I'm going to kick it up a notch and start taking some risks. The problem with that is that you're attracting that same type of person because you feel and think and act the exact same way. You cannot be on the fence, a hoarder, I'm waiting, a dabbler, a hobbyist, and think you're going to attract some high level, high committed, ambitious, like ready to rock it out and invest and put her money where her mouth is. You can't attract that person if you're not being that person because that means you're playing safe, you're playing small, you're playing comfortable, and you don't believe in that yet. You don't believe in taking the risk or taking the leap before things fall in place or magically happen, however you want to put it. And therefore, if you're not doing it, believing it, acting it, feeling it, You're not going to attract someone who is. I never signed a $5,000 client before I invested $5,000 in my business. I've never, ever had a client pay me $20,000 before I had the balls to charge $20,000. It's not going to happen, guys. There isn't this magic thing that all of a sudden life is going to fall into place and become so convenient, so comfortable, and all of a sudden everything is in place. Everything's in place. I'm making all the money. I've got all the clients. My life is not busy anymore. Life is not happening to me. I'm comfortable. Everything is perfect. Now I'm ready. That's never going to happen. You either are ready or you are not ready. And you and the way that you show up in your business and the energy and the risks and the way that you act, feel, and show up is going to dictate who you attract 1,000,000,000% of the time, every single time. There's no way around this, you guys. There is no way that you can have a disconnect in an energy match and think that you're going to come out on top even though you're not playing on top. It isn't going to happen. It will never happen. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but it's never going to happen, okay? So you need to be behind your offer. You need to be feeling so lit up, so passionate, so excited about the person you're inviting into it, okay? Who that person is, character, her beliefs, who she is on a soul level is so, so important. You also in terms of her commitment to her business or her life and getting this support from you, what is her commitment level to that? You need to be completely aligned with that, 1,000%. This is who that magical, amazing person is, and this is that magical, amazing package or service or program that she wants to slide right into beautifully because it's exactly what she wants. It's wrapped up with a pretty little bow right on it, has her name on it, and she's ready for this. That has to be an energy match. Structure it the way that feels good for you and that person. Package it up that way. Make sure that you're not feeling like you're giving more than you're getting. There needs to be a good match. And then the end outcome. What is the transformation that you are bringing her to, him or her, in this beautiful package? And price it to match that. Price your package or your service to match the transformation. The only person that's not going to pay your prices is your interested audience. Period. People do not invest because of the price. An invested business owner invests because the transformation, the experience that you're claiming you can help that person get to. You have to know how to talk about it, sell it, be confident in it, be masterful in it, know it like you know it like you know it. You could do this shit in your sleep all day long. And if you're not, it's not going to sell. And I think the big disconnect here is so many people think selling has to do with a strategy. Selling has to do with having the right strategy or the right marketing tactics. And that actually has nothing to freaking do with this. It is your energy. It is your confidence. It's your commitment. And I need you guys to understand, you can't ask of people what you're not willing to do yourself. If you're not there yet, you're not going to get people that are there yet. You got to play at the same field. It's just not going to happen. Okay, so you either need to step it up a notch or you need to accept where you're at right now, and you got to be going after those types of people. You can't be that person who won't invest in her business and you want people to pay you $5,000, $8,000, $10,000 and you're like, I'm looking for cheap. I'm looking for free. Oh, I'm not investing. You can't do that, guys. There's a disconnect with the energy there. Okay? The other thing is if you're not willing to invest a certain amount of money, then you're also going to have this disbelief that someone's going to invest that kind of money in you. If you look at a coach or a service or a program or whatever it is that you want to invest in, and you say, oh, I can't do that, it's too much. You just created this belief in your mindset that X dollars is too much. And now you think you can go charge that? You're not going to be confident in charging that because you don't believe that it's possible right now for yourself. You have to be behind this stuff. You've got to have an energy match with the person, the offer, the transformation, the price point. All of those things must be a match. There isn't a strategy, you guys, that you're missing out here. It's this stuff right here that is the biggest gap in your sales process. Okay? Number 3. Okay. Number 3 is your qualification process. I don't know many people that have this other than my profitables. I know that they're setting this up. I know that they're implementing this. I know by far I have this, and I've had it for years. You need a good qualification process. And a qualification process is like your standards, your non-negotiables. It's like the characteristic, the belief system. It's what you want in an ideal client. It's the things you're not willing to negotiate. It's the character of a person, the spiritual being, the soul level of a human being that you want to connect and work with. A lot of people are going around grasping for clients. You'll take anyone willing to pay you. Anybody that's willing to pay, you'll do it. If you have to throw in more sessions, if you have to drop the price, if you have to negotiate this, if you have to chase them around, drag them in your business, if they're going to pay you, you're game. The problem with this, guys, is much like what I just said. If you're doing that, then it's going to create that outcome for you. You drag them in, you drag them around, period. If they are fearful of money and they don't want to pay and they want free and they want cheap, they're probably not going to show up. They're probably going to backtrack their payment to you, and they're going to be like, I'm backing out. They're going to get buyer's remorse. They're not going to do it. They're not going to play all in. They're not going to take advantage of access to you. They're not going to work your program. Okay? It is so critical, guys, that you have a qualification process and you don't waver on it. I tell my profitables all the time, and I live by this in my business and in my personal life. A decision is a decision. A decision isn't an idea. It's not this sounds really good, but a decision is a decision. It's done. It's set in stone. There's no going back. When you become a CEO of your business, you have to learn how to masterfully make decisions. And you can't make a decision and then backtrack on it. That's not what a successful CEO is doing. They make decisions quick and we move with it, and that's that. That's it. It's a done deal. And part of how this plays in your sales is sticking to what you say you're going to do. If you invest in a coach, you follow that through. If you have an issue with a payment, that's on you. You make it happen. You pay your coach. Just like if you go to the grocery store and you fill up your cart, you buy what's in the cart, guys. Like, you can't negotiate that. If you're going to raise your prices to, from $2,000 to $5,000, it's now $5,000. You don't get on the phone and back out, chicken out, and say, oh, never mind. Okay, I'll do it for $2,000 because, I just need this sale. You're not all in. You're not invested. You're not committed when you're doing this. And this is what's effing up your sales. Okay? This is what's screwing you out of the money you could be making and the amazing clients you could be attracting and the impact you could be creating in this world, is because you play so tiny. You play so safe, so small, so comfortable. And you just don't go for the thing that you want with the belief that it's meant for you, and you will do what it takes. There is no coach, program, service, strategy, little package, overnight success, Facebook ad funnel that's going to make this happen for you. It's you that's going to make it happen for you. Hence the reason all of these things work. They just work different for people. They work because of the person working them, not the strategy itself. The sooner you guys understand and adopt this into your life, your belief system, your whatever it is you do every day to get confident and get in that zone, the sooner you adopt this, the sooner you're going to see an increase in your conversions. You're going to see a boost in engagement. You're going to see this ease and this flow with your sales process. You need to qualify people. Let me give you an example. I will not, and I will say this very clearly, there is no one on this session or on this live training that would ever have time to get on a phone call with me and have a sales conversation if you have not been qualified. There's no brain picker that will ever get my time. There is no freebie lurker that's ever going to get my time. There is no interested person that's going to get my sales time with me on a sales call. There is no, I'm playing it safe, but I'd like some ideas. There is no one other than an invested buyer that's going to get on a sales call with me for any amount of money. They need to be invested. They need to already know I'm the coach for them, that they want to work with me. They're already sold. They just have some questions. They just want to chat it out, but they're ready right now. They're ready to go. If that person is not at that place, come back when you are. Come back when you are. I don't have all the time in the world to just give it away, and neither do you guys, especially my moms, my working 9-to-5ers, those of you that are like literally trying to balance life in your business. Whatever would make you think to give your time away for free or hope that this sales call converts? Let me make it very clear. A sales conversation is a sales conversation. We are getting on the phone to talk about you working with me and making that investment today. If you're not there, come back when you are. Keep binging on my free content in my Facebook group. Keep downloading every free challenge or PDF that you see in your newsfeed. Keep going and watching these courses and binging on these free overnight strategies. And oh my God, we found it. We discovered what it was that's going to make you successful. Oh, this is the next DIY course. Like, guys, you got to get it. Keep binging on that until you're ready to actually get invested. Because that's what an interested business owner is doing. They're a hobbyist. They have one foot in, one foot out. They're on the fence 24/7, and they are not fully committed. I would not recommend anybody getting on the phone with someone that is not invested. You need to qualify people, and you need to make sure they're invested and they're ready. Because what is the point of doing it if they're not? What are you getting out of it? Besides, you're getting your confidence kicked down a little bit. You're bruising your confidence. You're second guessing everything now. You're going to go ahead and drop your prices. You're going to negotiate for the sake of that sale, even though that person isn't even invested enough to pay your price points. And let's just say, isn't that a little bit of an insult? For someone to be like, well, if it was this much cheaper, I'd invest. Like, go find a free PDF, because that's ridiculous. You guys should take that as an insult. I know I do. When someone comes to me and is like, oh my God, I can't afford $400 a month. You don't have a business then. You don't have a business. Because what is $400 a month for a business? I mean, there's no business in the world that has a investment lower than that. I mean, it's just, you guys have to understand that your mentality is what's attracting these people. Your actions, they speak louder than words. And if you're playing small and second guessing and you're not doing these things, you can't expect people to come back and do them for you. I don't recommend you get on sales conversations with someone that's not invested. Interested people get your free content. They'll binge all day. You'll see them on every live. They'll download everything. They'll vote on every poll. They'll answer every question. They're always live and around. They'd never buy. You see these people that are invested. You might not have even ever seen them in your group. They've never showed up live. They've never communicated. They've never done, engagement. They've never signed up or bought anything. But all of a sudden, they buy your highest level program. And you're like, wow, where did that come from? I never would have expected that. I've never even seen this person live. That's an invested business owner. They're not hobbying around. They don't have time for that. They're invested. They're looking for the solution and they're investing in it. They're going for it. I need you guys to up-level your mindset around this, or you're going to be broke forever in this business, because this online space moves fast. People are looking for solutions. They don't care about your life. They don't care about that. They want to know that you have a solution and why is this important, and they're ready to go. And if you're charging $7 and yet you're trying to attract a high mentality client, guess what? I'll tell you right now, I would never invest in anything under probably a $50,000 or $70,000 investment minimum in my business, because anything less than that is beneath where I am, and it would never get me to the next level. I'm going to tell you right now that your price point dictates who you attract, interested or invested. Your price point is attracting that person. A high achiever, a high earner, a high level entrepreneur is not looking for cheap, and she's not looking for free. She wants big transformation and big support. And that comes with a price, and she knows that. And you guys know that. So if you want to invest peanuts, you have to expect peanut results. If you're going to say, well, I'll invest $20 over here, but I am not investing $500, well, guess what? You're going to get $20 worth of results. That's what you can expect. That's how this works. You're not going to get big transformation in a baby price point. It's never going to happen, guys. Okay? This is the thing people don't teach you when it comes to sales. And this is why I'm so passionate about it. And I will rant and rave about this for the life of me, because this is the system we followed for 10 years. And I have closed over $1 million worth of sales for people like Kim Maluna, Amanda Goldman-Petrie, David Nagel, using this system. And I promise you, I know my shit when it comes to sales. I'm a closer. All day, every single day, I can sell anything. At the end of the day, it's not a strategy. It is not a strategy. It is a scientific science system, okay? And it's something I've implemented in my business, which is what's created the results. This isn't an idea. It's not like ooh, this sounds good. I've tested this for years. I've applied it, tweaked it, tested it, mastered it. And if you guys follow the system, you too will see major conversions in your business. Okay, so you need a qualification process. Stop getting on the phone with interested broke-ass people that are not there yet. They're not there yet. And if you're that person, go do what you got to do to get yourself there. Go get some skin in the game. Go put a fire under your ass. Create an urgency that gets you out of comfort zone and make it happen, okay? That's what you have to do. You have to put yourself in that place of urgency, of a fire lit under your ass. You have to get yourself so fully invested and out of that interested phase of business so that you go from interested hobbyist to invested CEO business owner. Hi, Joan. And you have to make that happen, because until you do that, you cannot ask anyone to do that for you or in your business. You can't ask a client to do it if you are not doing it. Here's the mistake. People think the clients come first, the money comes first, and then I'll put myself in the game. You're never in the game until you're in the game. The skin is in the game, the risk has been taken, the leap has been leaped. You have put yourself all in. You've gone from interested to invested. You're making it happen, and you're putting all the bets on you. All the bets on your commitment to showing up, to doing the work, to making it happen, to taking the risk, making the sacrifices, you guys. Until you do that, none of your clients are going to do that for you. There won't be the money first, the clients before you invest. That's never going to happen, okay? All right, number 4. And then I want to walk you through my quick little sales system so you guys can kind of see how it goes. But number 4, you need to learn how to structure and lead the call. When you invite someone to a sales call, it's a sales conversation. This is not a pick my brain session. This isn't let me give you some free strategies. You can do those types of sessions if you want to. There's nothing wrong with it. But like, a sales conversation is a sales conversation. The people getting on that call with you should understand we're talking investment today. That's what we're doing. We're talking about an investment. And let me get my credit card ready, because should this call go the way that we both expect, I'm making an investment in myself today. That is a sales conversation. Anyone less than that on a sales call, you're doing your sales wrong. You're not following my system, and you shouldn't have them on a sales call. Use a qualification system. Get the right folks on the call, okay? Because you're not going to get an interested person on the sales call and expect it to go well. It's not going to go well, guys. You're going to get excuses, objections. You're going to drag them around. You're going to have to convince them and negotiate. And they're going to look for you to give them permission and for you to convince them they should do this. If someone gets on the phone with me and they're not already convinced, then the call's done. It's done right there. Go get yourself invested and then come back to me. You got to have the boundaries, you guys. You got to set the bar higher for yourself, okay? And again, look around, because there's people doing what you're doing far better. You're doing it far better than they are. And there's people charging and getting paid way more than you, and they're getting all your clients. So again, let that fuel the fire a little bit for you guys, that what is possible for you, okay? It's not like you're trying to do something that's never happened before. Look around you. People are getting paid 4 times, 10 times, 50 times as much as you to do the same damn thing. The only difference is they get their shit together. They're invested. They're going for it. They're making it happen. They get the boundaries, the qualification process, and they're doing the things. They're investing. They're taking the risk in themselves. They're making it happen. They are not giving excuses and objections. They're going all in 1,000,000,000%. And until you do that, guys, there is no client that's going to do that for you. Okay? Structure and lead your calls. So this is why objections happen, is all the things we just talked about are not in place. Or maybe you have a little bit of it, but not all of it. Or maybe you've set stuff up, but you go back on it. You go back all the time, and you're like, oh, all right, fine, I'll negotiate. I'll drop the price. I'll give them this bonus, even though I don't really want to. I'll convince them. I'll beg them. I'll do all these things that don't feel good, that I don't want to be doing on my sales calls. I'll do all those things to get this sale. Again, you can't go back on it, guys. And that might mean you might turn away some people. But guess what? They're not the people that will invest anyway. They're not the people that are going to play at the level you need them to play at in order for them to get the transformation that you are providing in your packages. This is why you see 100 people sign up for a program and 2 will get results, because the rest of the 98 people did not commit. They did not show up. They did not take the risk. They didn't do the work. They were interested and not invested. And that's why 90% of entrepreneurs fail at the online entrepreneurial journey, and only 10% actually ever make it. That is a big freaking number to be looking at, you guys. And that's a fact. Go look it up. That's a fact. That's not just me whistling numbers at you. That is what it is. And that's a sad number, guys. But this is why. You have to know how to sell. You have to know how to sell. Because whether you are doing an automated funnel, or you're running a Facebook ad, or you're doing it in the DMs, or you're getting people on the phone, or you're putting out social posts or emails, webinars, live events, no matter how you're selling, if you don't have this system in place and you don't know how to sell, the result is that you're not going to sell. Or you're only going to sell a couple, and then you're going to be like, this strategy doesn't work. This sucks. I don't ever want to do it again. That didn't feel good. And then you're going to be taking strategies that absolutely work, and you're going to make this story in your mind that they don't work. But the problem is you didn't do it right. That's why it didn't work. It's not the strategy. It's how you're doing it. So I want you guys to be thinking on your calls, 80% shut up and listen. Just shut up, take notes, and just listen. Just be there. On a sales conversation, your job is not to be blah, 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 ranting and raving. That's not leading the call. That's you being desperate and jittery and nervous and like, oh my God, I feel like I have to say everything and do and have all the answers, and you're going crazy. And the other person on the other line is like, chill out, lady. Chill out, crazy lady. Like, holy cow. I don't know if I can handle this. Okay? 80% of the time, you shut your mouth and you take notes and you just be there. Just zip it. Zip it. Mute your phone. Do whatever you gotta do. Don't talk. Just listen. Ask good questions and listen. Take your time and ask the right questions that are going to tell you this is a qualified person. This is an invested person. Okay? Also, making sure that 20% of the time you're asking those questions. This does, on a sales call, guys, you don't coach. I don't care who tells you that. You don't coach on a sales call. You don't give unsolicited advice. You ask a question, they answer it. You ask some more questions, they answer it. You're bridging the gap. Here's what I see as the problem. Here's what's missing, and here's how I can help you. Are you invested? Are you interested? Is this the experience you want to have? Yes or no? And if you're getting the right people and you're following my system, you're going to hear yes, 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 yep, yep, absolutely, I'm in. How do I go? What's the next step? That's what you're going to hear. If you're doing it wrong, you're going to hear, oh, I do want this, but I don't have the money right now. Yeah, I would love to do this with you, but I'm going to wait till I get 5 more clients. That shit annoys the F out of me. It's such an uneducated entrepreneur who says that. Or, I'm going to wait. My life is so busy right now. Like, I can't do this. Or, you know what? I'm working with somebody. I'm going to wait till that finishes. I don't want to get confused. Okay, if you're not getting results in your business, I don't care who you're working with. If you are not seeing progress and getting results, how do we not see that as a problem? That's a big problem. So the fact that you're going to continue to do that, that's not getting you results, instead of going for what will, you're going to attract the same people. Notice that many of you get objections and excuses, exactly the same ones that you put out, okay? Again, interested, invested. 2 totally different mindsets, 2 totally different people. 2 totally different mentalities. Who are you being and who are you attracting? And whoever you're attracting, that's on you. That is on you. You are attracting that person. So all you need to do is say, what needs to change so that I stop attracting that person? And it is going to take you from going from interested to invested as well. Okay? It's going to take that energy match, you guys. It doesn't mean it's not going to be scary AF. It doesn't mean you're always going to get an ROI. I've invested over $500,000 in the past few years in my business and didn't get an ROI. Tell you what, though, I learned stuff I would have never known had I not gone through that. So that's a good thing. To me, that's a win. One thing I've noticed is I'm invested, okay? So when I make an investment in myself through somebody else or through something else, not for 1 second do I expect that person or that thing to get the results for me or to make the success happen in my business. That's on me. That is my job. So when I know I'm invested, I will do whatever I have to do. I will take the risk. I will stay up late. I will get up early. I will make it happen. I will sacrifice. I'll do whatever because I'm so invested in my business. It's non-negotiable. I'm so invested in the results that I say I want that it's not, I know my investments are not the thing that's doing that for me. I'm doing that. That investment puts the fire under my ass. And yes, it gives me some coaching, some guidance and support along the way. But that investment puts me all in the game. It puts me all in the game and it puts a fire under my ass. It gives me some skin in the game to play at a higher level, to take a bigger action, to do what needs to be done. Okay? Because money will do that to you. Playing safe and hoarding your money and not making investments, you're never going to take the risk. You're just going to stay really comfortable and take these little tiny baby steps and you're going to attract the same clients. There isn't a way around this. I don't know any person that's been lack-minded or hoarding with her money or not making investments or not doing things and getting the clients that are doing all the amazing things. Paying her all the money and being amazing and doing the work. Never seen it. I've never seen any entrepreneur reach any success level by doing that. Ever. Okay? So I want you guys to follow this system. So I have a very simple system. I'm going to walk you through really quickly, and then I'm going to take your questions or answer whatever you guys put down here before we go off. So if you have questions, drop them below, okay? The first part, when you're having a sales conversation, keeping in mind you are responsible for leading that call and showing up as an expert, okay? This is not the time to get tripped up on your words or to second guess yourself or to play really small or shrink down into this little tiny ball who doesn't deserve something. This is not the time to be doing that. If you're doing that, you need to go work on your inner self a little bit, okay? This is not the time. You don't bring that shit. You don't bring your shit storm. You don't bring last night's shit show with your family to the table. You don't do that. You need to be an expert and a leader on your sales conversations 1,000,000,000% of the time. There's no life around you when you're on a sales call. First thing you need to do is be genuine. Understand that just because a sales call is free does not mean the other person doesn't come to your sales call freaking out, scared, embarrassed by her situation, nervous to talk to you. She don't know you. She's going to share life with you. She's going to share inner stuff, secrets with you, her experience. She's ashamed. She's embarrassed. She's scared. She thinks she should be further from where she is, right? Like at this point, there's all these feels happening with your ideal client. Remember, she's invested. So she knows there's probably going to be an investment. She's got a lot going on upstairs. And one thing you want to do is do not underestimate that. Do not skip it and go dive right in for the kill. That's the biggest mistake on a sales call. Now, many high pressure sales coaches will say, no chit chat, no time for gossip, just get right to it. That's an asshole. Because at the end of the day, you're asking someone to take their hard-earned money and invest in you, and you don't have a couple seconds to have a conversation with them and to share a little compassion. I wouldn't invest in you if you were doing that. Just saying. So, be genuine. Understand that just because it's a free session doesn't mean there's no feels coming up for that person, or that booking that call with you and opening up and being vulnerable and sharing something with you isn't scary AF, because it probably is. So don't underestimate a 5-second little introductory where you welcome them and you thank them for being here and you let them know it's a trusted space and so on and so forth. Okay? That is your step number 1. Step number 2, set the expectation. I see this a lot. You assume that because they booked the call and you explained in your invitation, here's what's going to happen on the call, that they come to the call and they know what to expect. Here's the problem with that. How many of you binge read? How many of you scroll? Okay? I can't tell you how many people have booked a sales call with me in the past and they didn't effing read it. They just booked a call. They saw free call. Oh my God, free call. And they just booked the call. They had no idea it was a sales call. They had no idea what we were doing. They had no idea who it was for because they didn't read the message. They were looking at, oh, I might get a free session. Oh my God, free coaching from this multiple 6-figure entrepreneur. Oh my God, I got to get on here. It's free. That's all they read. And they booked the call. And this is why you need a qualification process in place, because we scroll, guys. Nobody has time to read your book. They're scrolling. They get into the link and they're opting in or they're signing up or whatever. Set the expectation. You want confirmation immediately on your call. This is what's going down. Here's what we're doing. And this is what we'll talk about in terms of working together. Should it be a good fit for the both of us? Are we on the same page? That's not exactly the way I would word it, but that's what you're doing, okay? And what you want from them is, yep, exactly, sounds perfect. That's why I'm here. And if they're like, oh, no, wait, I thought this was like a free session. I thought you were going to give me like free strategies to grow my business and make money. And like, oh no, I'm not investing. Like, no, I'm not ready for that. Cut it off right there. Let them go. Because they didn't read the message, or you didn't articulate the message for what this call is, who it's for, and what is going down on this call. Number 3, guys, get to the pay-worthy problem. The first thing you need to identify is, what is the problem? The pay-worthy problem. Most of your people are going to give you 100 problems that they have. But what's that one that it's such a fire and they need it put out like yesterday in order to get to the results they want? That's the one you want to really focus on, because that's the one that's urgent for them. Don't go into the business mode of, oh, but I know they need this, and oh, I know this is the real problem. They don't give a shit what you think. They think it's this. So go with that, okay? When they're talking about their pay-worthy problem, go with the one that is the most pressing for them in that moment, okay? You can give them other things as well. You can solve all the little problems in your package, whatever it is that you guys do. But when you are having a sales conversation with someone and you're trying to tell them that they're wrong about what they think it is, or you're trying to tell them, no, it's not that, it's this, and you're arguing with them, or you're telling them something they don't believe in, it isn't going to close, okay? Number 4, empathy, guys. You got to have some empathy for people, okay? That can't be skipped. Number 5, understand the feels. They're going to go through this process, even if they're invested. They're going to go through this process of like a buyer's remorse before they've bought. They're going to be like, oh, I'm so ready. I'm so excited to talk with you today. And then as you guys get talking, all these feels come up. And they're like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, my God, I'm starting to freak out. Like, oh, you're right. Yes, that is a big problem. And now they're going to get all up in the emotions and all up in the head and all this stuff. And you're going to notice the call take a shift. It's going to go from this really good energy where you're on the same page to all of a sudden, they're in a little bit of freak out mode, second guessing things, kind of going a little crazy. You need to understand that's going to happen. And you need to know how to deal with that. You need to know how to work them through that and understand and have the empathy with them to guide them through that. So this is, again, why you guys need to be making investments and why you guys need to be invested, not just interested. Because you can't help somebody through something you haven't done yourself. If you haven't got through this yourself and got to the other side, how the hell are you going to help somebody else do that? You're not. So go put yourself in their situation and get yourself through it, and then come back and you can guide someone through it. There's no way in hell any of you are going to guide someone through something you've never got to the other side of for yourself. It's not going to happen, okay? Number 6, identify the now factor. Here's the other piece that most coaches don't teach you. It's one thing for someone to have a pay-worthy problem, a big fire they want put out immediately, and oh my God, I just want it out so badly. That's one thing. But for them to actually say, I want this now, I'm ready to invest, that's another thing. Because you guys say, I'm not getting clients, I'm not making the money I want, I don't feel focused, I don't know what to do, I'm not clear on my offer, but you guys won't invest. So many of you do that. You make excuses. You don't invest, you make excuses, and you give objections, and you want to wait for magical things to happen first. Many of you do it. I used to do it in my business, which is why I've struggled for 5 years to make any money. The point behind this is just because somebody wants something doesn't mean they're actually going to invest in getting that thing. A lot of people are very infatuated with the idea of their dream, the idea of being successful, the idea of making all this money and having all these clients. But those same people will not invest to get that result. It is not the same thing for someone to want something and to invest in it. Two different things. So once you identify that somebody has an urgency, they have a fire they want put out, they have this thing that like they're not getting where they want till this is out of the way, well, the next obvious question is to find out if that's a now factor. Is there something you need now? Or can you wait 6 months to have 5 clients? Because some of you are doing that. Some of you could make an investment and in 30 to 45 days or 3 months or whatever, you guys could be making $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 in your business per month. You could be having 6-figure launches. You could finally be landing those clients. You could master sales. You could do all these things you're struggling with in just a month or two, yet you're willing to wait 6 months to try to figure it out on your own, or wait for all the beautiful pieces to fall in place first. This is the thing you have to figure out with your audience. If you're doing that, chances are they are too, because that's who you're going to attract, because that's what you believe in. You haven't done the thing yet to get on the other side, to attract the person on the other side. And so for you, when you're having sales conversations, you need to figure this out. And here's the thing. In my qualification process, I already know all the answers to this before they get on the phone. You better believe for 1 second I ain't wasting any time. Nobody gets on a phone call with me, a sales session with me, if these things are not already clearly identified. But this is, again, for you guys just starting out, when you're having these sales conversations, you need to find out if the thing they're saying they want so bad, that fire they want out, put out so badly, are they actually ready to invest to put that fire out? Okay? Or are they going to be like, no, I can wait a few months. I'm going to wait. Okay, cool. Let me move on to the next person that's ready then, because we got impacts to make here. There are people out there ready, guys. I don't want you getting tripped up on those that are not ready. Move on. Move on. Let them keep doing what they're doing. Let them do it. Eventually, they're going to get to a breaking point. Eventually, they're going to get to the point where they're going to realize, oh, wait, there is nothing happening that's magically going to put all the pieces together. Oh, wait, there aren't more clients. I got to do the things. I got to do the thing. I got to invest. I got to do the thing, right? Let them get there. You don't need to get them there. They need to come to you when they're there. So release them and move on to those that are invested, okay? All right, number 7 is bridge the gap. So once you identify they have this fire, this burning fire, and yes, they are ready to invest, they're willing, they're ready, they're committed, they need this fire put out, the next thing you need to do is you've got to show them that you're the one that can put that fire out or bridge the gap. You need to show them that you're the one with the path, with the system, with the way, with the means, the resources, the experience to bridge that gap. Because there's a billion other people on this online space that do what you do. You are not the only one. You're not the only one they're watching. You're not the only one they're having a sales call with. You're not the only person that's having a good sales conversation with them. There's billions of others that are hitting up their email box, hitting up their Facebook, hitting up their newsfeed, hitting them in the DMs, hitting them up all over the place. They're having calls with other people. You're not the only one. And if you can't show them, hey, I got the answer. Let me share it with you. Let me share with you how I'm going to help you do this and go here and do this. Put that fire right out and get to the result. Let me show you how I'm going to do that. Okay? If you can't confidently and concisely do this, and you start like giving a story in your whole life, and you go on for 40 minutes, and like all of a sudden you've shared your whole life history with them, and you're fumbling and tripping up, and you're jumping around in your seat, and you're getting all worked up, guess what? They've just lost all confidence in you, and you're not getting their money. They're not going to go and choose you. So you got to make sure you're really clear on this, and you're confident with this, and you've got this process in place, okay? Because if there's a little shred of doubt or insecurity or unsure or question in their mind or yours that this can happen, they're out. They're going to go with someone else, someone that's got their shit together. I promise you, okay? I've been doing sales many, many, many years for many multi-million-dollar coaches and leaders and my own business, and I promise you, you got to have this shit together, guys. You got to get your shit together. Okay, number 8 is powerful proof and positioning. One thing I know is you can't have, your positioning needs to be A game. You need to be on top of your game when it comes to this. You need to know your shit front and back in your sleep. You need to know how to talk about it, how to speak about it, how to, get your energy there behind it, how to be behind it, how to share it with them so they articulate it, so they understand it. If you don't know what you're doing and you're like, I promise you, your positioning is going to look yay big. And they're going to be like, what an amateur. I don't think she knows what she's doing. Wow, she's new at this. She couldn't even tell me the price without a big shit story behind it. Oh my gosh, people are going to be like, yeah, I'm good. I'm going to go with this one over here because she concisely, confidently summed it up in 2 seconds for me. I get it. I'm going there. Okay? You need to have powerful positioning, guys. If you're not an expert and you show up as like this lack-minded, insecure, amateurish, I'm new at this, I promise you, guys, no one's invested. Okay? People need to trust you. They need to believe in you. They need to have that confidence in you, and you got to have it first. And the other thing is you have to be able to show some proof. I get like we all started somewhere where we didn't have testimonials. You don't need a testimonial, but you need to be able to know how to talk about the thing you're going to help them do confidently so that they feel like you're being genuine, you're being honest, you know your shit, you can help them. You can't be fumbling and be like, oh my God, I'm not sure. Let me think, like, and be all over the freaking place and think someone's going to invest and give you their money. I'm not giving my money to anybody that doesn't have their shit together, okay? This is really, really important. Okay, the next thing is present the solution, okay? This is where you want to talk about your offer. And don't go into features. Oh, it's going to be 12 months and it's going to be like this many sessions. They don't care. I want you to talk about the transformation. Talk about how you're going to help bridge that gap and get them to the results that they want. Show them and tell them how you're going to work with them, support them, coach them, guide them to the result that they want, okay? And empower them to be responsible in doing what it's going to take and following your system to get the result. Don't for 1 second have people think you're going to go do this for them. I'm never going to have my clients think I'm going to come to your house, take you out of your bed with your hand, I'm going to walk you down the hall, have you pour your coffee, and I'm going to walk you into your office and I'm going to do for you. That is never going to happen. You're responsible for that shit. You get your ass out of bed and get at your desk and do your thing. Do the things. I'm here to coach, guide, support, and provide what you need, the space, the resources, and tools that you need to get there. But by no means am I doing the work for anybody. And you need to be really clear about that. Okay? You need to make sure you're attracting people that are responsible and they understand this. That's part of my non-negotiables. I won't work with anyone that thinks I'm going to get you results. Like, I'm not doing it. You are. Full responsibility. You're going to get yourself results or you're not going to get yourself results, and that's on you. That's on me when I make my big investments. That's on me. And this is why a lot of people don't dare to invest, because they don't believe in themselves, okay? The next thing is the investment. Talk the dollars and cents. This is where you talk money. You've gone through the process. Ready or not? Here we go. Let's do it. How committed are you? Put your money where your mouth is. Let's do this. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. And if they're not matching that, why are they on the call with you? Why are they on a sales call with you if they're not ready for that? Then I want you to guide them through objections, and this is where things change just a little bit. I want to make it very clear. I am not telling you to hold space for brain pickers, freebie lurkers, playing it safe on the fence, hobbyists, dabblers, like interested people. That's not what I'm saying. You're not chasing people around. You're not begging nobody. You're not convincing. You're not proving shit to anybody. You're not negotiating. You're not going to drag them in your business and drag them around. Objections that you should be getting on your calls will be more like confirmation, more like, I have this fear coming up. Can you just help me over this? I have these questions. More so, those are the types of objections you should be getting. Not things like, I just don't know if I'm committed. Are you going to help me make this happen? Are you going to like do this? Like, I don't know. I'm just really scared. I don't think I can invest. Like, I'm just so freaking out. Like, blah, blah, blah. They're looking for you to like do it for them. They're looking for you to promise something that you can't promise. They're looking for you to help them make a decision. Like, they should already make the decision, right? That's why they're on this call. If they're not there yet, they shouldn't be on a call with you. This is why you got to qualify people. And then the final part is a follow-up system. You need a follow-up container. There are people that are very invested, okay? I will say this. There are people, they are so ready. They're so invested, and they will do the work, but they really don't have the means this second. But, and there's a big but, they're going to go find the means, and they're going to make it happen because they're invested. I want you to listen for cues when you're speaking to people, whether it's on a sales call or not. When one of your members says something like, oh, I so want this, but I don't have the money. To me, you're not invested. I won't give any more energy to that. You can binge on my free shit in my group all day long, but I'm not giving energy to that. I'm not going to enable that. Then you have the other person that says, oh my God, I want this so bad. I don't know how I'm going to get the money, but give me a little bit. Let me go find it. I'm going to work my numbers. I'm going to figure it out. Let me move some things around. Let me check in. Let me figure this out. I'm doing this. Count me in. I'll be back. Big, big difference, you guys. This is a major, major difference. And that's exactly what my team and I look for when we're having any sort of sales conversations, or we are qualifying people, or we are gathering data from our people. We look for these little words that tell us interested or invested. Okay? Interested people, you'll get my free shit all day. Have fun. Go binge. enjoy it. That's why you're not making money, because you're just binge worthy, right? But those invested people, we will put time, energy, and we will hold the space to stay connected with them, continue to communicate with them, continue to give them some free resources that will help guide them to a decision or to get in the funds. We will continue to hold that space for them because it's going to help them take the action that they want to be taken to get what they want. Major difference between interested and invested. Questions on that, guys? Let me scroll up and see what questions, because I know this was powerful. This was a lot of stuff. I can't go through like my whole system, but I think this was good. All right. Sorry, my phone is shaking. Let me see. Jessica, hey, my little profitable. Something that totally clicked when I knew exactly my niche and my true ideal client, made me realize who I want to work with and how I need to be in order to attract them. That's it. If you're not clear on your ideal client, you shouldn't be trying to sell, because you're not going to be clear on the offer. You're not going to be clear and confident on the price. You're not going to be clear and confident on who you need to show up and be. And there's going to be this lack of confidence and insecurity that's going to come in, and that's that energy we're talking about. Paula said, if people do not hear you, yeah, they do not care what you have to say. Jessica, invested people make moves fast. Yep. It doesn't take a bunch of time or energy to get them as a client because they're serious. Yeah, someone that's invested is literally getting on a call with you to like ask a couple questions and maybe get a little clarity. That's it. She's not on the call for you to convince her that she needs to do this to grow her business. She's not getting on a sales call to say, please tell me, convince me, like make it happen for me, do this for me. Like, she's not on the call for free information. She's invested. She's got the card. She's got the money. She's ready to go. She just has some questions and probably needs a little clarity and just wants to chat with you for a second. Okay? But yeah, the reason we close sales every day, and the reason I close 100% of my sales calls, is because I follow this very, very, very strict process and system for getting people on the calls. And when I have them there, I follow my systems. And I will tell you right now, if you're not invested with a credit card in hand, you're not getting on no call with me. Because the fact is, I don't have that kind of time. What is the point of booking a sales conversation with somebody if you're not ready to invest? And that's why sales calls go so well for successful people. They're very clear on the foundational pieces, and when they get them on the phone, they're already ready. These people are already convinced. They're already saying, I need to work with you. Boom, it's a done deal. Just answer these couple questions for me. Like, I'm ready to go. Okay? It's not even about your program. It's about like they want you as their guide, their coach, their mentor. Right? They're already invested in you. They want you to do that with them, and they will make the investment. Or you get your interested people who will give you excuses and objections. That's it. Paula says, interested versus invested, powerful distinction. Yes, it is, and I learned that through a lot of sales calls. Maria says, if it's a startup, it could be a difficulty, though. I don't care what type of business you run, guys. Sales is the same across the board. There is no difference. I apply the same system to local businesses, to offline businesses. I don't care if you're a startup. I don't care if you're a distribution. I don't care if you're service-based or you're this or you're that or product. Sales is the same across the board. So no, I don't technically agree with that. Lori, I have a lot of those. How do you tell them in the nicest way you don't have the time to give them if they aren't ready? Lori, this goes to your qualification process. Remember at the very beginning of this, I talked about the way you get people on a call with you. There shouldn't be anyone getting on a call with you that isn't ready. That's the thing. Stop getting people on the phone that are not ready. The people that get on a sales conversation, we're not talking about any other type of sales call, or we're not talking about any other type of call. We're specifically talking about a sales conversation. There shouldn't be anybody, you shouldn't be having a sales conversation with someone that's not interested or invested, okay? Now, there is this thing where we sell inside the DMs, right? So part of doing that is getting to know them and qualifying them in the DMs. There's going to be people that are not ready. You're going to move them into your free group. There's going to be people that are ready. You're going to have a sales conversation, whether it's in the DM or you book a call or whatever it is. But when you're having a sales conversation between the two of you, they need to be qualified, or you don't go there yet, period. So if you're booking sales conversations or sales consultations, you shouldn't be getting on the phone with someone that's not already invested. Maria said, I love what you're saying right now, Am. This reminds me that I need to up my game. I'm really looking to get into the profitables. Yeah, Maria, I know you want to become a profitable. We want you there too. You just got to take that leap. You got to take that faith in yourself. You got to put the skin in the game. And a lot of people need to find the fire under their ass. You need to find the urgency that's going to put you into a higher vibe, that's going to put some skin in the game for you and put yourself out there. I promise you that playing small or waiting around for this and that and whatever, it's just never going to be. It's never happening. I don't know what you're waiting for. Lori said, time is the one thing I continue to run out of every day. Lori, we all have the same amount of time in the day. It's how you use it. I say this all the time. Oprah Winfrey, same time as we do. Tony Robbins, same time as us. Gabrielle Bernstein, same time as us. Me, same time as you guys. You guys, same time as me. We all have life. Like, there isn't anyone that's running a successful business that doesn't have life happening. Or there's no successful person in this world that has more time than you do. Like, we all have the same time. Time is running out every day for all of us. Like, we only have right now, this moment, right? And we all have the same exact amount of time in a day. We all have kids or jobs or busy families or caretakers or what the heck ever. Life is happening to every single one of us every day, all day. And none of us have more time than the others. The difference is what you're doing with that time. That's it. It's what are you doing with your time? And that is what dictates the excuse, I don't have time. You know what I say to my profitables? Make the time. Take shit off your list that's not a priority, get it off your to-do, and stop focusing on it. You should be putting your time on money-making growth, business growth activities. Business growth activities. And that does include working with your coach. That includes whatever program or coach you've invested in. You need to show up. In your calendar, you need time for that. You guys should be doing like 10 hours a week of client work, and the rest of your time should be on your business. Going live, marketing, sales activities, showing up, having conversations, growing your business. It's what you're doing with your time that makes you think, I don't have time. No, you do. You need to make the time. You need to take things out that are wasting your time, that are not moving you forward, that are time sucks, whether it's in your personal or your business life, eliminate them and make more time for the things that matter, the important things that will move you forward in your business. And that's the problem with people saying, I don't have time. I don't have time to do sales calls. Then go get a job. Go get a job. How are you going to make money in your business if you don't have time to run your business? Or they'll say, I don't have time for another coach. Well, if your current coach isn't making you money, get another coach. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Or I don't have time to DM people. Well, then take 10 other things that you're doing off your plate and focus on that, because you've got to focus on the growth and the money-making activities in your business if you want to get to the next level, grow and scale your business. Otherwise, if you take the same actions you're taking now to make $5,000 a month, you can't take $5,000 a month actions and create $20,000 a month. If you're doing $5,000 worth of activities or actions per month, then that's what you're making. If you want to go to 10, you need to do something different. You need to do $10,000 worth of activities. It's about what you're doing with your time and how you're using it. And that is it, guys. Time is like this big excuse. Oh, time and time and time and time. We all have the same time. There is no excuse, you guys. You're either just don't know what you're doing, or you're not doing the right things, or you're all over the place and you refuse to get help, and then you're just going to stay there. And I say all this with love, but I'm not going to lie to you guys. I've been there. I've done this. And this is just it. Like, time is not an excuse for me. I don't tolerate that. I don't think that's true. Just the same as I don't have the money. I don't believe that. Go find it. There's money everywhere. Go sell shit. Go get a job. Go borrow the money. Take out a credit card. Take out a loan. You go find the money. Go rake your neighbors' lawns if you have to. Stop paying for subscriptions you're not using. Stop investing in a coach you're not getting results with. Stop getting your hair and nails done for a couple of months. Like, I don't know. Go find the way. I was on food stamps in low income when I started my business, and I found the money to invest in a $5,000 coach. Paid $1,000 a month for 3 months, and I was living on freaking food stamps, you guys. There's no excuse that I'm going to tolerate. It's just excuses, and it's keeping you small, and you're just going to stay there until something changes. I would have stayed on food stamps and in foster homes. I was in foster homes, by the way. I would have stayed in low income and food stamps had I not done something different. If I didn't take the risk and get committed to changing my situation. I played with the whole excuses for years. Oh, poor me, I have no money, and I have no education, and my family doesn't support me, and nobody loves me, and nobody agrees or approves. Nobody's helping me do this. Like, nobody's backing me up. All the cards are against me. Life hates me. Like, this is my life. Believe me, I had a bucket's worth of excuses, and it got me nowhere. I lived on food stamps for 5 years playing the excuse game. So for me, when people come to me with an excuse, I simply and lovingly say, you're just not committed yet. You're not invested, because there is no excuse. Make the time, create the time, stop doing other things. Same people that give me excuses, you're out doing these things, and it's like, that's 5 minutes of your life. You could have had a sales conversation. Like, I don't know. It's what you do with your time, you guys. And money is all around you. If you want something, you'll find it. Just like you find money to go have drinks or wine or dinner or lunch or brunch with your friends, or those beautiful $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 homes and cars, or $40 shoes, or, you know, that vacation with your significant other, or that trip, or that hotel room, or the amusement park, or whatever. There's ways that you guys can find the money if you really want something. Amy Lee, how much do you attribute to conviction? Which projects as confidence via tone of voice and body language? Amy, I'm not sure I understand that question. You're going to have to ask that differently. Paula, oh my God, Anne, I love your passion. Thank you, Paula. Paula's one of my profitables, so she gets this a lot. Hi, Anne. Tessa, another one of my profitables. Anne, I seriously love how you're always to the point. That, and you really know what you're talking about. Yes, and Tessa, this comes from me doing the work. Comes from my commitment for all of these years in my business and just really doing the work. I invest, I take the actions, I do the work, I'm committed, I show up, I do the clarity, I do the inner work. And look, none of this is easy. I never said that. I never said this shit's easy. But it has to be done, right? So I have a choice, and you guys have a choice. Either do it or not do it. And the outcome will predict your choice. So I could say, oh, I'm not going to do it because I'm scared, or I don't want to, or whatever. And then I wouldn't do it, and I wouldn't be here. Or I say, no, you know what? I'm not available for this. I want more. I'm going to go for it, right? Big difference. Paula, what types of questions do you ask to ID the now factor? Paula, I want you to go into, you're in the Profitable Entrepreneur. I want you to go into the Sales Mastery section inside the membership site, and I want you to go down the conversation to close system. It's going to walk you step by step through your questions, what questions to ask, when do you ask them, how do you pivot. Literally the whole system step by step is there for you. You can print it all out and just use it on every sales conversation. Paula, you're in the Profitable Entrepreneur, so you literally have access to all of this. And anyone else on here, my profitables, I see Kesha on here too. I see Tessa on here. I see Grace on here. You guys are all my profitables. Joan is on here, my profitable. You guys go into the Sales Mastery section of the membership site and binge like crazy crackheads on that system. I promise you. It's going to transform how you do sales and how you think, feel, and everything about sales. Tessa said, my energy was so different when I was ready to invest in your program versus when I tried to get money for other investments. It really wasn't easy to find the money, but there was no option but to figure it out. Yeah, Tessa, you took that commitment, you took that action, that leap of faith, and that's what it takes, girl. So you're on it. You got it. Hi, David. Nin said, live training about sales conversations actually convert. Yes, tagging people. Cool. Thank you. Monica, hi. Lori said, thank you. I came in late, so I'll go back in the evening. Catch the replay, guys. You don't want to miss a single second of what I mapped out here. Lori said, I'm going through my calendar to see where my time is being consumed today. Thank you. Priorities versus urgency. Yeah, priorities can be distorted because priorities can be things that you feel are like important or things that you just want to do or things you think you have time to do. But urgencies are non-negotiables. Big difference, guys. Hi, Aggie. I think I already said hi to you, but it's good to see you live. Paula said, light bulb moment. DMs are about identifying if someone needs what you have to offer and ready to invest, not about getting to know them so you can lead the conversation to a sale. Yes, when you're doing our DM strategy, for those in the Profitable Entrepreneur, when you're using our DM social strategy, it's not about sitting there having like girl chat talk or chit chat all day. This is about qualifying. Are you ready to buy, or do you need to go to my free group to get more value? Which one is it? And that's what you're doing. And then you're moving them in that direction. This is how we create sales on a daily basis. You're getting in the DMs and you're having conversations. I need you guys to understand there's not a single thing more important in your business to grow it and scale it than having two-way conversations. If you don't have time for that, make it. Because there's not another strategy more important. There's not another strategy that's going to get you there faster and easier. There's no other thing that you need to be doing with your time other than having two-way conversations with people and qualifying them. Either they're coming in your program or they need to go to your free group so that you can nurture them and continue to give them free information until they're ready. Period. There's nothing else that needs to be happening. Okay. Any other questions? Because that is what I had to share with you guys. Definitely went on a tangent in some areas I just feel like you guys need to hear. But tell me what you want to know. And for my profitable entrepreneurs, get into the membership site. Get into that Sales Mastery tab and binge on that stuff, you guys. It's going to help you. And don't forget to print out your 8 client qualification pillars so that when you're having the conversations, you are asking the questions that are qualifying, okay? That's the benefit of being in the program. You have the proven step-by-step systems. Use them and then come to me for your laser coaching session for questions, or go to your accountability coach for questions. We have you all fully supported. We love you guys, and we're just so excited to have you guys reach your level of success. All right. I don't think I see any other questions, so we're going to go because I want you guys to go hit this replay and listen to this over and over and over and over again if you need to. Write these steps down, binge on this, share this with anyone if you feel like they need to hear this, and then let me know if you have questions, because you could drop them below if you're a replay, or if you come back and binge a little later, drop your question below or post it in the group and tag me. My team and I are here to support you. We'll answer all your questions, and we will make sure that you have what you need to go off and implement this system, okay? And thanks, Nin. And we will see you here next Wednesday. Same time, guys, every week. All right, bye.